haven't known what stationary point is, let us consider turning point. Now in calculus, turning point is a point where a function changes direction, either by increasing or decreasing. Turning point as a point where a function either increasing or decreasing. So in turning point, the y over the x, in turning point, the y over the x is equal to 0. Because the y over the x is equal to 0, we can therefore say that stationary point is a turning point. So we can conclude by saying stationary point is a turning point. However, not every turning point is a stationary point. So at stationary point or at turning point, the y over the x is equal to 0. Turning point, the y over the x is equal to Now note that we define turning point as a point where a function is either increasing or decreasing. So if a function changes from increasing to decreasing, we say that a local or a relative maximum point is attained. So local maximum point is attained. Also, if a function changes from decreasing to increasing, we say that a local or relative minimum point is attained. Local minimum point is attained. To express this mathematically, we have turning point, dy over the x is equal to 0. At relative maximum point, or also known as local maximum point, relative or local maximum point, dy, the 2y over the x square is less than 0. Also, at relative or local minimum point, relative or local minimum point, the 2y over the x square is greater than 0. So here are the three most important concepts or conditions we have to consider before we can attempt any question under this concept. Now the first condition is that at turning point, the y over the x must be equal to 0. At relative maximum, the 2y over the x square must be less than 0. Whereas at the relative minimum, the 2y over the x square must be greater than 0. Now once you note these three concepts on the board, or these three principles, you can solve any question under maximum and minimum points. Let's consider the first example on the board.